Hello students, as you all know that it is time to be there at home and carry out our learning through online platform. We have been giving our best effort to make you people more clear, more comprehensive regarding different concepts of your syllabus. We are also trying to reach you live through Zoom classes. We are trying hard to clarify all your doubt through your interaction. At the same time, we are parallelly we are trying to carry out your project work. So today I will start another unit 2 of organization behavior. Today it is time to understand the first chapter of unit 2, that is leadership. Students, it is my duty to make, before entering into the concept of leadership, it is my duty to make your fundamental clear regarding 3 fundamental concept of leadership. We will try to understand it. What is lead, what is leader, and what is leadership. It is very much essential for us to understand the concept of leadership from its background itself. What is lead? I think you have heard this particular word many a time. Lead means help. We get lead in order to make our task easier, relatively easier. A support from a person, from anybody. What I am doing here in front of you, I am giving you lead to understand different concept, to understand different methodology. And my duty is to make this thing easy, make your task, lightening your task by explaining it in the form of lecture. So what I am doing here, I am giving you a lead. Lead means support. Lead means, you can say, aid or help in order to achieve a task early and easy. So the word leadership has fundamentally come from the word lead. So lead is a noun. You can say lead. Everyone seek lead. Whenever any task is given to you, suppose I am giving you a problem of solving a case. So whenever before you dealing that case independently, you definitely look some lead, some help. At the present time, we are giving you a topic on which you people are required to start your project work, your internship task. So for that reason, you require lead. Without lead, the work, the task further cannot be expanded, developed. So anything, any person, anybody wants to achieve, wants to earn, he or she must require a lead, a support. I think you understand what is lead. Next, leader. Next is leader. Lead, then leader. Who is called a leader? Who is known as leader? Leader is a person who offer you support or lead. Again I am telling you, leader is a person who offer aid, necessary effort, support in order to achieve the task successfully, effectively and efficiently. Leader, who is a leader? A big question. How one can become a leader? Another question. What should be the type of leader? Another question. We will have question followed by question. But just before that, let me tell you who is a leader. A leader may be anybody. Leader may be everyone possesses a skill to lead, but the technique, style will be different from one another. Every group, every team, every you can say association require some sort of lead. Everyone though cannot act as a leader, every individual, every employee cannot be act as a leader. So every group has to divide it into two. One is a leader who possesses the capability of lead, and others are, one is a leader and others are the follower. In a group, other people, those who are associate apart from except leader, they are called follower. So you can say leader is a person who give necessary support, necessary aid to the follower. So lead offered by a person is known as leader. Finally, we require to understand by adding both lead, leader into a noun, that is leadership. What is leadership? It is a process. It is a methodology, procedure of guide, support, encourage, motivate the team members, the followers, in order to achieve a particular task. The method of organizing, inspiring, motivating by a person, this methodology is known as leadership. Friend, what leadership really works and how it works? Every group, every team is headed by, is led by a leader. And the procedure of leading is known as, the quality that one person possesses in order to lead is known as leadership. So what is leadership? Leadership is an ability. Leadership is a capability of any individual. Of any individual, you can say. A leadership is a capability of lead a group, necessary capability to lead a group and allow the subordinates. It's an art of allowing the subordinate to follow the footprint. Why? In order to achieve necessary organizational objective. Every organization has a certain objective. Every people, every team has certain goal. How to achieve that goal? Who helps to achieve that goal? Leader helps to achieve the goal. So leadership is a technique made by a leader in order to create confidence among them, in order to create zeal among them. You can say just to create a kind of inspiration, inspiring them in order to achieve certain goal. Leadership is that methodology which mold up the behavior of the followers, changes the behavior of the followers, lead towards achieving certain goal and objective. Friends, God has given every individual some sort of skill, competency, knowledge. Some skills, qualities have been explored easily. Few are there inherent. Inherent means internally it exists, but may not be known, may not be seen to public, but it is there. Understood? Every individual, A to Z, every individual, whoever there in the class, the backbenchers, middle bencher, front bencher, every individual, they possess some sort of skill. But some may be easily identified, some may not be. So it is the duty of a leader. Leadership is that capability of a leader which not only identify, not only spot out the qualities that are inherent, not known, but leader can see it, can identify it, can spot it. So leadership is that methodology just to identify the inherent skill, knowledge of people which exist within. It identifies the skill and knowledge which exist within. Not only identify but also nurture. Nurture मतलब बढ़ावा देना, पालना. Leadership is that methodology which identifies the skill and knowledge and nurture it. Nurture that skill, competence and knowledge which lead to change in the behavior, which lead to achieve certain organizational goal and objective. I think Keith Davis spoken very nice definition I will give you. It is the leadership is the process of identifying the inherent skill and encouraging and using those skills in order to achieve organizational goal. So many definitions, many individual, many scholars have given many various definitions. I will give you few of them through your notes. This is all about what leadership is all about. So today I will explain that what are the major characteristics or features of and characteristics of leadership. First feature characteristics, it means leadership. It acts as the element of change in behavior. Change in behavior. In learning, I told it's a changing of behavior. How an individual will learn? Individually may not automatically learn whatever going on all around. Sometimes they are to be motivated to learn, changing the behavior. I don't want to bring that concept here, so that because this may make you bhegu, or you can say confused. confusion. So better let's understand this in this particular context. Leadership acts as an element. Leadership acts as an element to change in the behavior of whom, whose behavior has to be changed. It is the duty of a leader. The leadership technique or methodology always encourage, motivate people so that the existing behavior would be changed, would be transformed in such a way which leads to achieve certain organizational objective. If everyone will behave, act or work unanimously, positively, then there may not be any requirement of leadership. So in organization, people behave differently, that we already discussed in Unit 1. People respond differently, people action differently towards different point of time. But leadership acts as an element, it acts as a tool. How it motivates, it inspires, it molds up the people in such a way, in such a manner that that leads to changing the behavior of people towards a single framework. People's effort automatically come into a single framework. So first characteristics, it acts as an element of changing the behavior, molding the behavior, changing the behavior towards a common goal. I think you understand. So first characteristics, what I can say, it acts as a change in the behavior. Second characteristics, what I can say, it is an interpersonal in nature. Interpersonal in nature. What do you mean by interpersonal? I can say, interpersonal it's something where whenever we are talking about leadership, there is a relationship between, I already told you, a leader and follower. If you eliminate follower, if nobody is following a person in a group or a team, we cannot speak him as a leader, and the procedure that he follow may not be considered as leadership. Leadership is that technique where the leader just leave some footprint, some certain you can say scope to follow him. So you can say following of footprint, पाद चिन्ह को follow करिबा, that is following of footprint. So you can say it's an interpersonal skill between interpersonal process, interpersonal in nature, interpersonal between the leader and the follower. So another characteristics, without follower, leader has of no use, has nothing to work. Without leader, the follower also pathless, also parentless, act as a parentless. They will not act unanimously or showing the common behavior. So you can say it's an interpersonal relationship between leader and follower. I just like to write here. It's an interpersonal skill between leader, follower. Next, third one, goal oriented. Third one is goal oriented. So Next, it's goal driven. Every leader, every leadership technique, every leadership method, procedure, always looking forward to reach certain goal and objective. You can say in this particular concept, organizational goal I am talking, correct? Organizational goal I am talking. Organizational goal, whatever task has been offered to a particular group or a team or a department, they have to be performed it as per the given time frame, effectively and efficiently, has to be achieved. So goal oriented in the sense, every organization try to set up certain goal to achieve. So group and whatever task has been given to a department, they are also offered certain. So let's come to the leadership. So every leadership always try to reach to a definite goal, to reach to a definite conclusion which have been offered. So the objective of leadership, that another characteristic of leadership, they are very strictly stick to a particular goal. So the changing of behavior towards a particular goal, interpersonal in nature, leader and follower will work together in order to achieve, in order to reach to a particular goal, I can say, particular goal. I think you understand. Next characteristic is it's a continuous process. It is a continuous process. It's a continuous process. Why? You may not expect that leadership starts and it ends after a definite time period or task is over or goal is achieved. No, not at all. Although it is goal driven, although it is goal specific, but once one goal has been achieved, the group, the leaders always focus, the leadership technique of the leader always focus to reschedule another goal, reschedule another objective, achieving another objective. So it's a never ending process. It means it starts and goes on and on for an indefinite time period, which is an uninterrupted, unending procedure which goes on throughout the organizational life, I can say. This is what? A continuous process. Next it is a group process. It's a group process. It means one person cannot lead anything. Leadership is not required whenever there is a single person or single individual exist. So whenever the number become 2, 3, more than that, you can say leadership highly essential, highly required. Although there is no such ideal number of group, maximum number to frame a group, to constitute a group, but what I believe that I will discuss this in the next unit, in group dynamics, in the next topic it is there, next chapter. But when there is more than one, when there is 2 or more people getting together unanimously in order to achieve certain goal and objective, there is leadership required. So what I can say, leadership is completely a group process, a interactive process. One individual need not require to set its objective, so it is not essential. But when it become 2, 3, 4 and 5, you can say the existence of, I just told you, interpersonal skill. So leader and follower must be there. So leader, follower there means one person cannot be a leader at the same time he himself act as a follower. No. I can say leader, follower. Followers are there who, if the number is more than 1. So existence of leader and follower leads to group process. Last characteristics, but very very important, that is, it's a situational in nature. Situational in nature. The technique of leading, the technique of leadership will not alike in case of every individual. For your information, we cannot at all expect that the technique of leading a group will be similar for every kind of leader. No, not at all. There are various technique, various method, style to lead a group. Like democratic style, autocratic style, laissez-faire style. You can say, transformational style. Many others. We will discuss this in the next class or the very next class. It is there in your style of leadership. So there are various styles to lead a group or a team, but it is highly essential. But every style, every technique has its merit and demerit. Understood? So being leadership always encourages the leader should come up with a situational in its nature. One cannot stick to a particular style. He has to act differently as per according the situation and demand. So what I can say, so another characteristics of a leadership, it is completely situational in its nature and approach. These are the very very important nature and characteristic in order to understand the concept of leadership in organizational behavior. Students, this is just enter of this particular unit. Next class onwards, I will try to make you people very clear about what make an individual, what make a leader effective, what essential qualities very very important for you people, because from here you require to enhance leadership skill, leadership style within you in order to become a successful manager in any multinational company in upcoming times. So leadership is highly required, essential, crucial skill that every individual must have. So students, this is all for today's session. Next class I will discuss the leadership effectiveness, the qualities required to become a successful leader. Thank you very much.